Kansas and clinch at least a piece of the regular season Big 12 title. Got a good officiating crew. Kip Kissinger, Brooks Wells, Chance Moore as Bedunga and Krivas get set to jump it up. Kansas in the blue, Arizona in the white. And about 14,500 packed into McHale Center. Kansas wins the tip and we are underway, and this is Melvin Council Jr.
The matchup I'm watching is inside with Bedunga and Krivas. They both played dominantly in that first meeting.
Here's a lob. Bedunga catches it and then kicks out. Good hands by Arizona. White coming off an outstanding game. Feed Peterson, jumper, got it. Darren Peterson knocks down the three, and Kansas has the first points of the game.
He looked good doing it, and I'll tell you, Karchenkov's got a great matchup today. He got his hand on 2 balls on that possession, but wasn't unable to finish it out.
Krivas kicks opposite. Karchenkov with White bodying up on him, off balance, and a foul call. Well, Bill Self in his 23rd season at Kansas, the Hall of Famer who's done such great work against ranked teams, and he knows that for his team to reach the ceiling of being great, Darren Peterson needs to play really well.
Yeah, there's no question. He really loves the way this team has come together. Guys like Council and White, Bedunga's one of the most improved players in the country, and obviously Darren Peterson, we've seen him at times be one of the dominant guards in college basketball.
That last foul was on Bryson Tiller, his first. Karchenkov, 74%, makes them both. I got in real time to do a nice test pregame with Karchenkov. I told him he'd made 12 in a row to see if the announcer jinx would bother him, and it didn't. He knocked it down.
Well, Mom and Dad are here from Germany, and he is a very mature young guy.
Peterson off the mark that time, out of the hands of Bedunga, and it's Arizona the other way down a point.
Now, you know Arizona loves to go inside early and often. He doesn't do this much.
Krivas off the mark and out of bounds. Arizona led by Tommy Lloyd, his 5th season after 22 seasons at the side of Mark Few. And what a job he has done and has fared exceptionally well against ranked teams just like Bill Self.
This ball's going to go inside shortly.
Tiller leaning, little strong. Pete pulls down the rebound. Off balance, Bradley, a little bit high off the window, and it's Trey White on the move. White to Peterson, probing for space, and now Kansas will set it up. Council into the paint, high arcing shot. He's so good at that floater.
He really is, John. He's really a maestro in pick and roll. They're going over the top of those screens, but he gets to the middle of the paint, and he's got that floater down. Both of these teams are going to play from the inside out to start this game. Right there.
Against Tiller, off the window, in and out. And what do you got? And a foul on Kansas.
Well, Melvin Council, take a look right here. He gets into that high paint area. Doesn't have to take it all the way. He's got the floater down. And you mentioned Bradley as well. They're from the Flower City, and if you don't mind me saying this, they both blossomed in college. Bradley 3 years here, and then John, Melvin Council on senior day is going to be treated in Allen Fieldhouse like he's been there 4 years.
That's your first strike against you, friend.
I'm sorry about that.
Noah Pete knocks down the first free throw. That last foul, by the way, on Bryson Tiller, that's big. He's got 2.
Absolutely.
So you're going up against one of the most physical teams in the country. They're 3rd in the land in points in the paint. They're 2nd in rebounding, and Tiller, one of Kansas's 2 main big guys, will grab a seat.
Well, Kansas has played small a lot this year with White at the 4. The problem is they haven't done it very much against Arizona, who loves to pulverize you inside. Over and back.
And Burry stepping in, causing that turnover. Arizona basketball.
Now remember, Arizona shoots fewer three-point shots than anybody in the country, and that's because when you have Pete, Awaka, Krivas, it's like having a great running game in football, or a great offensive line, if you will.
And we welcome you. And we welcome you to McHale Center at Alchemy Arena inside. And Mo Krivas.
That's that inside game that we've talked about. They are as good post to post as anybody in the country.
Tipped out of bounds. Tommy Lloyd getting out of the way. 6-5 Arizona here in the early going. John Sciambi and Fran Fraschilla. Arizona trying to exact some revenge on Kansas, who handed them their first loss of the season. They were a perfect 23-0 and lost February 9th at Allen Fieldhouse. Peterson, little hesitation, pull up, and that jumper wouldn't go. Pete the rebound.
Oh, Pete's already made his presence felt on that defensive glass. He's healthy.
Pete puts it on the floor. Stops, spins, hits. Peterson inside, off balance. Burries rebounds. Arizona on the move. And they get the foul. That'll be on Trey White, and that will be his first.
Well, off the bat, it looks like Darren Peterson is continuing to get more healthy as his narrative continues to be written. Melvin Council, who's basically saved the season for Bill Self, outstanding early, and this is what Tommy Lloyd likes. He's got Pete back in that lineup, and they're just dominating inside right now.
Second dunk from Mo Krivas. It's an 8-0 Arizona run, and Kansas calls timeout. 10-5. It was Arizona leading by 11 with 17 minutes to go, but Floyd Badunga and Melvin Council Jr. asserted their presence, and Kansas up close was able to do it, especially on the offensive glass, and come away with a win.
Well, those two young men, they combined for 46 points. It was a night that Darren Peterson bowed out about an hour before the game with an illness, and of course Allen Fieldhouse, it's like a sixth man in and of itself. That place was as loud. I think some of our Kansas friends have said that's as loud as they can remember that atmosphere as any they can remember.
Tommy Lloyd even commented on it when I spoke to him today about what an atmosphere it was. Good atmosphere inside McHale Center here today as Arizona has a 5-point advantage. Peterson here. White feeds Badunga, working on Krivas, far from the basket. And Burry's able to track it down.
John, both of those big men, Badunga and Krivas, they were dominant in that opening game, and Krivas is one of the best defensive players in the country. I think Badunga will be the defensive player of the year in the Big 12.
Archenkov picks up the dribble.
Here comes
Krivas, the double team comes. And they try to find Pete, and they do!
Well, Trey White fell asleep when the ball came out of the trap. He turned away from the ball, and they threw it right over the top. And Pete hasn't scored much, but you could see the impact he makes being healthy.
Peterson kick out. That jumper misses everything. Burry's at the basket. Left hand is good. Braden Burry's the freshman. Arizona on the break. Timeout on the court, back in 30 to Tucson. Arizona on a 12-0 run and doing most of the damage up close and personal.
You'll see now, watch Watch as that ball gets out of the double team. White never gets back to Pete. Easy pass over the top. And John, this is what I love about Arizona. Yes, they pound you inside, but they're one of the best fast break teams in the country. And you're looking at a young man who, before our eyes, in January and February, Braden Burries has become a star.
And again, on one of those kill shot runs.
And Bill Self is going to use every timeout in the first half if he needs to.
So Marco Jackson picks up his dribble. White will try. His three won't go. Loose ball. Burries comes up with it. And Burries is fouled.
John, keep in mind, this young man averaged only 8 points a game in his first 5. And when we asked the coaching staff throughout the year, they said in high school, where he was a dominant player, best player in California, he played very comfortably. And once he got to college, and it took a little while, he figured out, you know, I got to play harder and longer and tougher every night. And he's made himself into one of the best young guards in America.
He was the number 12 overall recruit in the ESPN 100, but he was actually one of 3 finalists for National High School Player of the Year. Pete inside, bullies his way in and draws the foul. So Koa Pete will go to the line. Paul Mbia into the game for Kansas, as Bill Self looking for some answers against a very physical Arizona team.
Well, the reason Mbia is in the game, and remember, he's played very little this year, is because they cannot play small against this Arizona team. So the big young freshman, Mbia, is getting a chance. He's only played a handful of minutes in Big 12 play.
Speaking of not small, Tobe Awaka has checked into the game. 6'8", 255, and one of the best rebounders in the entire country on a rate basis.
John, he gets a rebound every 2.25 minutes. The NBA scouts love the guys who get a rebound every 3 minutes, and he certainly is ahead of that pace.
Peterson, jumper, wouldn't fall. And now fight for the loose ball, and they'll go possession arrow. And it belongs to Arizona.
Yeah, I think that should be a travel. If you've got possession of the ball and you come down, take a look right here. He's got it. Now, if he doesn't establish a pivot foot, it's a different deal.
He lost possession and then
regained it. Yep.
Grabbed it. Well, this one, at least so far, has been about the return of Koa Pete. He's got 8, missing the last 3 games.
John, when you talk to the Arizona folks, I think they think he could have played sooner, but because everything matters to this program on March 19th, Tommy Lloyd was very conservative.
Bradley had his shot blocked. Peterson pushes up ahead. Jackson. Oh, Marco Jackson hangs, can't hit. Mbia flips it up, too strong. Rebound Arizona. A couple of point-blank looks, and Kansas could not convert. Burries. Braden Burries, as good a shooter as they have, maybe Aristode by percentage points, but
no, I'll take this kid every day of the week, respectfully.
A turnover. Burries, left hand is good.
This is unbelievable.
Burries with 7, Arizona up big.
The crazy thing is, there are a lot of NBA teams here to see multiple talents, prospects. Peterson, obviously, maybe the #1 pick, but Braden Burries, boy, is he coming on like a house of fire.
It is a 19-0 Arizona run. Inside Badunga. Franny, in this spot, I know that I don't mean it to be that it's on him, but when you have the best player on the court, supposedly in Darren Peterson,
you got to at some point say, give me the ball and I'll show you what I can do. And I don't even care if he misses shots.
Yes.
Stay aggressive, like right here.
At the basket
That's it.
and one.
That's it.
And
That's
Peterson
what you do.
will go to the line and try and complete the three-point play. So the drought is over for Kansas and Darren Peterson.
Take a look now. He's a three-level scorer. We know he's got the range. He gets into the mid-range pull-up. But I think I'm with you, man. Even if you go down fighting, you have to show everybody how competitive you are. And I'll say this, he looks healthy, and that's a good thing.
Foul on Burries, his first. And Peterson knocks it down, so he's got 5. Yeah, you consider it's a weird stat. Kansas is 12-5 with him, 9-2 without him. So he's missed 11 games, including the first matchup between these teams February 9th. Kansas won. Karchenkov too quick for Mbia.
I'll tell you what, man, he's one of my favorites. A freshman from Germany. He's grown up playing with pros, and he is not worried about who he's guarding.
Karchenkov guarding Peterson. Shot is short.
Remember what we said early in the year, Arizona has 8 starters. And when you look at Del Orso and Walker coming off the bench, this is why they were #1 for quite a long part of the season.
Owaka inside, and they get a travel on Tobe Owaka. All Arizona here in Tucson from McHale Center at Alchemy Arena. Tommy Lloyd trying to pick up win number 27. They've lost just twice, once at Allen Fieldhouse against Kansas and once here against Texas Tech.
Now Bill Self's gone back with Bryson Tiller with 2 fouls, and I like it because why foul out a guy who by the time you put him out and start the second half, the game might be over.
And a turnover, it'll go the other way. Our under 12 timeout here in Tucson. Arizona leading it by 15.
His rehab, seriously. He dropped his body fat from 10% to 6% and really watched his diet. Credit to Chris Rounds, their strength coach, who said Koa did everything he possibly could to get back to 100%. And John, I don't think there's any question that he looks great today.
He had a good line, right? That's what they pay me for.
Exactly.
I mean, that's,
he did say that.
That's something we couldn't have said 5 years ago.
No, he would have been. We'd had NCAA investigators all over us. No. Great young man, great family, and a 4-time state champion in the state of Arizona. A winner.
Really good player. Here's Karchenkov looking for help. Owaka shoots a 3. And Bedunga pulls down the board. Kansas down 15. Jamari McDowell swings it. Council now. Council inside,
so
flips it up and in.
That's good. John, that's what we call a hostage dribble. When you get the defender on your back because he's fighting over the top, he doesn't let him out of jail, so he just shoots that floater before his defender can get back in front. Really, he does that really well.
Bradley spins, kicks out Karchenkov. And Owaka able to save it. And McDowell ultimately comes away with it. Kansas the other way. Council slips for a second, needs some help. Now Marco Jackson with Bradley on him, elbow jumper. Arizona's played excellent defense. Kansas shooting 24% from the floor.
Well, at least Kansas has stemmed that long run by Arizona. Now they need 3 or 4 stops, and they have to be, they got to execute offensively.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Bradley. Del Orso, off-balance jumper. And that one rolls home. The kid from Australia, the transfer from Campbell, who was recruited because he put his high school basketball videos on YouTube.
There you go. Whatever works.
Jackson quick to the basket. Did they get Krivas? Indeed they did. His first. College basketball action rolls on all day here on ESPN. Up next, Alabama and Tennessee, and then 20th ranked Arkansas will take on 7th ranked Florida at 8:30 Eastern. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, Chris Budden with that. We'll cap it off. Number 9 Gonzaga and St. Mary's at 10:30.
And that is going to be the last regular season meeting between St. Mary's and Gonzaga, as Gonzaga will head to the Pac-12.
Longtime foes Mark Few and Randy Bennett.
Yep, two great coaches, great programs.
And of course, Tommy Lloyd learned at the side of Mark Few for 22 seasons. Fran, one of the things that we saw with Gonzaga over the years, international recruiting. And the guy that was the point person for that was Tommy Lloyd. It started with Rony Turiaf back in 2001, a kid out of France for Gonzaga. It's still working here. Tip from Kribas, Karchenkov. Nope, but it's Bradley inside. Puts it in.
There he is. Yep. Well, I was going to say Tommy Lloyd has a great Rolodex of international contacts, but I don't want to give away my age. I guess I just did.
Tiller jumper, in and out. Now, Tommy Lloyd has had so much success that this is the only job he would have left Gonzaga for. And with a win today, he'll match Brad Stevens for most wins in his first 5 seasons as a D1 head coach in history.
Yeah, he has done a great job. He fits the culture. This is a blue blood, John. It goes back to the great Lute Olson and all the great players that have played here. And he is fit like a glove. And those international kids have helped him quite a bit.
Peterson jumper. Was it touched? He says it was deflected.
I think it was. Darren's not going to shoot it that short. And remember, the reason I think it was, and they're not going to be able to change this, Karchenkov gets a lot of hands on balls. Let's watch right here. This is what Karchenkov does. And I think he did get a piece of it, but it's not reviewable. I think when you know that matchup is going to happen in a game, Karchenkov's defense, Peterson's offense, you got to be extra aware if you're an official.
Pete with the smaller Trey White on him. Cole Pete. And Jamari McDowell rebounds it. Under 9 to go first half, and number 2, Arizona having their way with number 14, Kansas. Peterson. And he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I like it, John. He's got to stay aggressive. He takes 35% of their shots when he's on the floor. And with all due respect to his teammates, he can get them back in the game on a heater. The first game I saw him play in a Kansas uniform this year, the exhibition game against Louisville, he dropped 24 in the first half. And of course, that's when the cramping started in the second half of that exhibition game.
You look at the numbers, he's averaging just a tick under 20 points per game, shooting 47% from the floor, 41 from 3.
I'll tell you this now, they're down 14 or 13, but he looks like he's moving really well. And I think he's got to stay aggressive today and get Kansas back in this game.
Karchenkov sets the screen as the give off. Del Orso will try.
Not
that one's deflected.
Oh.
Loose ball. Cole Pete comes up with it, finds Kribas and spins it home.
This is why you love this team. They can run. They've got guys like Burries on the perimeter, but they beat the daylights out of you inside.
They're just overpowering Kansas. Tiller and stuffs it home.
Bryson Tiller had a huge game in that first meeting. He dropped 18 and grabbed 8 rebounds against this Arizona team in that win.
We asked Tommy Lloyd a couple of games back if he did any scouting ahead of joining the Big 12. He said, I did. I looked at the physicality of the league, the rebounding, and those are 2 areas this team is outstanding. Del Orso, soft touch, and Anthony with the bucket. He's got 4.
Well, remember, he was in a huge slump for a month, and in the last 3 games, he's dropped about 16 a game, and there's a moving screen. And that's number 3 on Tiller.
Third foul on Tiller. Arizona by 15.
Watch the passing, John. Those big guys are as good as it gets. Big to big. And of course, when you're 7'2", you're really big.
Away tickets to the scouts. You just got to go on StubHub and
That's right.
get your seats. How do they get their seats?
I asked Danny that. He said, I don't know. He said, I think somebody from the Jazz obviously purchased him. He said, but the guy next to me is on scholarship.
Yeah.
Oh, how good were they?
They were phenomenal, and they go back a
long time.
A long, long ways. I asked them each if they had played here. Danny said, yeah, I played here. Kevin said no, but they still named the court after him.
Yeah, exactly. Larry Bird.
Marchenkov to the corner. Bradley, shot clock winding down. Floater is short. Loose ball, and Rosario comes away with it. Well, we'll see if Kansas can chip away at what is a 15-point deficit. This has been all Arizona.
Again, now with this lineup, I think you've got to look for Peterson, and he's got to look for getting the ball now.
Badunga getting the ball just too far from the basket. Looking for some help, gives off White, jump shot. That won't fall. And they get a foul underneath. And that is going to be on Jaden Bradley, his first. Or his second, I beg your pardon.
Give it to him.
Peterson, deep three, off the mark. White tried to tip it in. And White is fouled. Trey White will go to the line and shoot two. Don't miss tonight's NBA Saturday primetime game as the Lakers take on the Warriors at 8:30 Eastern. Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq tip-off coverage at 8. We'll be back at 11 to break it all down. That's tonight, ABC and the ESPN app.
Oh, that doesn't happen, John.
Trey White's been brilliant from the line, 87%.
Yeah, and he's made 42 of his last 45 before that miss. He's usually reliable.
Coming off a great game against Houston, a season-high 23.
And let me say this, he's been really reliable for Bill Self this year. He and Melvin Council, they haven't always hit the transfer portal well, but those two guys have really, they've become Jayhawks in just a few months.
Council's one of the more popular players we've seen in recent memory. And Del Orso traveled.
Yep, slid his pivot foot, there's no question. And I mentioned it earlier, you know, I don't remember in all my years covering Kansas that a player in 1 year could have the impact not only on winning but on his coach's happiness as this guy.
Yeah, there is a connection between Bill Self and Melvin Council Jr., no doubt.
Yep.
He came aboard talking about they needed to play like dogs. And, that one, a dogged move to the bucket. 2 more for Council. He's got 6, and at Allen Fieldhouse they bark at him.
Exactly. And right now I think you're going to see some paint touches if you're Tommy Lloyd.
He gets it with White on him. Badunga comes. Murray swings it. And Del Orso can't hit.
That's a good gamble by Kansas. They double-team Pete, and they force somebody else to beat him, and Del Orso, usually reliable, did not knock it down.
Council picks up his dribble, gets it to Peterson. Peterson at the basket.
Let's watch Melvin Council. Remember his story, Monroe College in New Rochelle, New York. Then he took the ferry over to Wagner. Then he went back up to St. Bonaventure. And remember what Woj told the Kansas staff. Adrian Wojnarowski, now the GM of St. Bonaventure basketball. When he left Bonnie's, he told the staff, when he visits, don't let him get away.
Marchenkov with a steal at the basket and lays it in.
That's as good a defender on the perimeter as you will see in the country, folks, and he's only a freshman.
Born in Russia, grew up in Germany, both his parents from Russia, and played professionally there.
And they are here this weekend.
White lost the handle, take it away. Del Orso trying to feed Kribas. White on the move. White splits the defense, hits the back of the iron, and now Arizona the other way. Great look, Koa Page. Burries with the find. Pete has 10. And it's Arizona by 16. In a good atmosphere here at McHale Center.
Oh, you got to shoot that.
White jumper, short.
I'll tell you, Peterson comes off a down screen to the baseline, and he's going to make that shot 7 times out of 10, and he passes it up. He's got to stay aggressive. He looks healthy, John. He's a tremendous talent.
Burries at the basket and gets it to go. 2 more for Braden Burries. He's got 9. Biggest lead of the game for the Wildcats. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Drink in the FIFA World Cup 26.
Has a chance to clinch a tie. We asked Tommy Lloyd earlier in the year, do you want 4 quarters or 2 halves? He goes, no, I don't want 4 quarters. I want 2 halves so we can get into bonus quickly and pound people inside, which is the first time I've heard the coach say that.
Yep. Peterson kicks Council into the paint.
Beautiful.
And there's that floater again.
That's so good. That is a hard shot to master. You know what's crazy about that shot? More often than not, he swishes those.
Yeah. Marchenkov, Badunga pops out, and they almost turned it over. In and out, Kansas basketball as they're down by 16, closing in on 3 to go. Peterson.
Good hands.
Had it knocked away.
That's
Peterson
Marchenkov.
gets it back to Council.
That's Marchenkov, John. All right, now, John, here's the deal. If you're Kansas, you will be excited to go into the locker room down 10 or 9 or 8. And right now, they've got a chance.
Off the bench and knocks down a big shot. Feed inside, Owaka, short. Owaka the offensive rebound, loose ball. Council picks it up. Council on the move. Dawson again. And Burries rebounds the miss.
Good looking shot by Jaden Dawson, who's been hiding in witness protection for much of the Big 12 season.
Burries, nasty crossover. Out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock.
Watch this effort by both teams right now. You see Klarchenkov once again. He must have like a 7-foot wingspan, John. And then a kick out. Jaden Dawson, who shot 35% at Loyola Chicago in his career.
Tommy Lloyd's group yesterday at one point, they were practicing basically held balls, trying to rip the basketball away. They match up 2 guys and 2 guys. Del Orso. And now Council the other way.
This is a good opportunity for Kansas to cut into this lead.
Badunga's been really quiet. Flory not even really looking at the basket. Back to Badunga, his shot, that won't fall. Burries. Inside, and Burries is fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Coming into today, Arizona had attempted 219 more free throws than their opponents had.
They are, as I said earlier, like a football team that is going to ground and pound you. And then every now and then the passing game, the 3-point shooting because of the guy at the foul line rears its ugly head for the opponents. And I just love watching the improvement of Burries, John. As we said, things came so easy to him in high school that it took him a while for the motor to rev up. And after 5 games, we saw that Alabama game when he was unbelievable.
He was big time. They stepped on the gas in the second half. And blasted Nate Oates' team. 39-24. 1:20 to go here in the first half. John Sciambi, Fran Fraschilla. How about Flory Badunga, as he has not scored in this game and only attempted 2 free throws. I think they got Karchenkov.
Yep. That's what we call, that's a pacer set. Larry Brown used to run this for Reggie Miller. Peterson starts under the rim and he can choose which way to come out, and Karchenkov just a little too physical with him. You got to get your body, your chest on his shoulders and drive him out one way. And that time Karchenkov just reached in.
So Peterson knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. He was the number 2 overall recruit behind A.J. DeBonsa. Right now, he is the projected number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah, but I don't do mock drafts, John, but the narrative's not been written yet about him or Boozer or DeBonsa, all great players. A lot of time left for Darren Peterson to prove people right.
Waka working on Badunga, and he traveled.
So good job by Flory, both big men. We told you about Krivas. Krivas has neutralized Badunga on one end, and Flory's done a good job with particularly Waka, who's traveled twice now.
Darren Peterson with the basketball. Kansas down 13. Peterson's got 10. Peterson into the paint. High arcing shot wouldn't fall.
That's a good shot. They went 2 for 1 right there to get 2 possessions, and Darren just couldn't make it. But again, he's being guarded by an excellent defender.
Well, Peterson has 10, but he's just 2 for 10 from the floor. Timeout of the court here in Tucson.
About it. In fact, they're better defensively than they are offensively this year. This Kansas team has been in the top 20 defensively 9 straight seasons. But right now, Arizona's figured them out. And of course, Arizona, John's got so many ways to hurt a defense.
Yeah, going with that smallish lineup. Arizona is here. Burries, Del Orso, and in and out.
Great look, great design play. And I would, if I were Darren Peterson, now I just keep it.
Peterson going to work, hangs and hits. And that is the way we close the first half. And Kansas within 11 at the break. Arizona doing its damage inside. 24 of 39 points in the paint, and a team that is top 3 in the country in that department. Arizona 39, Kansas 28. Now we send it to Reese Davis and the Game Day crew in Gainesville. It's the Jeep halftime report. With a dozen, just 3 of 11 from the floor, however. Kansas on the short end, trailing by 11. Meanwhile, Braden Burries and Arizona doing most of their damage up close and personal. He's got 11, and the freshman squaring off. We're here in Tucson, and at the half it is number 2 Arizona 39, number 14 Kansas 28. And welcome back courtside, John Sciambi and Fran Fraschilla. And in that first half, it was Arizona asserting themselves, especially in the paint. That's the thing that really stood out.
That's their DNA, John. It starts with the paint. There's no question. Tommy Lloyd wants his teams to punch you in the mouth, figuratively, of course. And their post passing we've talked about all season long has been outstanding. Little look over the top. Pete back in form. No signs of any of that lower leg strain. Of course, Burries gets his own paint points with the drive. And again, you just love the way that Arizona can pound you inside time and time again. And you mentioned Burries, great first half. Shoots the three, but getting to the basket as well.
We take a look at who's been in the zone. Brought to you by AutoZone in the paint. That's been the story. 24-12. Arizona outscoring Kansas. Look at that bottom line. 3 points from the combo of Badunga, White, and Tiller. So, an 11-point game. Kansas basketball to start the second half. And Peterson catches, turns the corner, has the shot blocked by Krivas.
He's going to score that 80% of the time, but not with Krivas.
And Karchenkov fouled down to the other end, and he will go to the line. And the second half begins as the first half finishes, as Kansas continues to have trouble from the floor. And Arizona and Mo Krivas using their physical play.
Oh, John, remember, this kid missed most of last season with a lower leg fracture, and he has really improved. You know, Badunga, Anderson at Tech, two of the most improved players in the league. One of those guys, and Krivas right there with him, Momchilovic. But this young man at 7'2", 260 has really come into his own.
And remember, they had Henry Vasar, who ended up transferring to North Carolina, and he's a good-looking player last year.
He's going to be an NBA player, but Krivas fits this team better than Vasar did because of their physicality.
Council here. And Tiller with Pete on him. Spins and shoots. And Krivas comes away with the rebound. Arizona leading it by a dozen. Karchenkov slipped down and then lost the handle for a second. Bradley directing traffic.
Jaden's got only one field goal, John, but it does not matter. He does not need to score. He is an orchestrator.
2 points and 2 assists as he shoots the air ball. And it's out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock, Arizona basketball.
Now we talk about kill shots, those 10-0 runs. Kansas is within striking distance.
Bradley tosses it in. And now Pete working on Tiller. And Peterson skies for the board. Peterson, quick release.
Nice. How
And
did
the
he do
tip.
that?
Wow.
Wow. He pulled up to shoot the floater because Krivas was deep in the paint, and then somehow got his own rebound and just guided it back in.
Jumped and jumped again. Peterson with 14.
They get it to single figures. This will be a danger zone for Arizona.
Karchenkov had it knocked away. Kick up ahead and Council. Council at the basket. Can't hit. Out of bounds, and it's Kansas basketball.
John, the previous play, Peterson's shot was blocked by Krivas. So watch him shoot it up there. He babies it up there, but terrific job. A quick second jumping right there. Staying with it and getting himself, I wouldn't say it easy to, because that was difficult.
Gathering it in and putting it home. Kip Kissinger having a quick chat as Brooks Wells is over at the table.
I always felt when my teams had a double-digit lead at half that it was critical that we came out, and it sounds silly, but warmed up hard, played hard the first 3 possessions, hard blockouts, hard screens, good shots, because what you don't want to do is play hard for 20 minutes, let up on the gas, and then give away a 12-point lead.
Peterson to inbound. Peterson, that's a 3.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
He's got 17, and all of a sudden, it's a 7-point game.
We were right here in front of him. Was that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
That pull-up was outstanding. This is what he's got to do, John.
So now Burries. Arizona has been quiet from the floor. Pete inside, rolls off, Badunga rebounds. Council at the basket, left hand, rolls out,
Oh, that floater was in, wasn't it? Halfway down. Good start to the second half for the Jayhawks. They're locked in.
Tommy Lloyd's team on offense, they've been getting to the line, but they've not been knocking down shots. Karchenkov can't end that drought. Pete with a big rebound. Pocket pass, Cole Pete. Hangs and hits. Cole Pete making his return. He's got a dozen.
Yeah, great job by Pete to go right through Badunga. Flory lucky right there.
White, Tiller, and Badunga have been really quiet for Kansas. Bradley right now on Peterson. Tiller, jumper, in and out. He's had a strong first half. Puts it on the floor. And a foul underneath.
I want you to watch this. A good design play right here. Watch the handoff by Badunga. Peterson is going to come right off that screen. That is a textbook jump shot. Looking much more smooth now that he's regaining that health.
Love that behind the backboard look. Those cameramen get tired sitting up there all game, but they do a great job.
They're little guys, like me.
See what Peterson has done compared to the last couple. Burry's rejected.
I like it because Tiller's got three. Burry's went at him, and Bryson held his ground without fouling.
Peterson jumper. Tip, and it's good.
Now, here's the deal. I think that ball was going in, and he's going to get credit for the basket. Did he tip it in? I think that ball was going to nestle into the rim, John, but the effort by Peterson right there was excellent. Take a look right now. Classic mid-range pull-up, and then watch him chase down his force. Someone else steps up. Keep looking for him.
Yes.
And then he'll find you when the defense collapses on him.
So here's Burry's now, 11 points, 10 rebounds. It's his third double-double of the season. Krivas kicks to Bradley. Bradley, he's their floor general. Steps back, jumper. Krivas pulls down the rebound. Del Orso, great look.
That is what we call a dagger.
But again, Arizona doing it on the offensive glass. They're a brilliant rebounding team. Showing it off right there. Peterson tries to answer. Can't. Krivas rebounds. Pocket pass to Awaka.
Let's go back and watch this, John. My good friend Bob McKillop, great coach at Davidson, he used to call this a dagger three. Offensive rebound, you relocate. The defense collapses on the rebounder, and Del Orso is knocking it down. There's mom and dad all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Got a chance to talk to him yesterday. And of course I asked Del Orso, Anthony, you guys Italian? And they said, yes, they are. Family emigrated from Abruzzo, about 2 hours north of Rome. They're gonna spend the weekend here. And they love the fact that Anthony is a Arizona Wildcat.
Yeah, started his career at Campbell, and an excellent three-point shooter. Awaka.
Isn't it crazy that you told that story earlier? No scouting reports, no team went and found him. Just put a YouTube video out there.
That's right. Arizona, the Wildcats by 12 here at McHale Center at Alchemy Arena. White has been quiet and hits. First bucket of the game for Trey White. He's got three. Kansas has gotten way more active defensively, and that one out of bounds Tommy Lloyd and Chance Moore having a chat. Oh, they got a foul. I beg your pardon.
They got the big fellow, Krivas.
So Mo Krivas picks up his second. 10-point game here in Tucson. Number 14 and number 2. Council gives off to Peterson. Back to Council. That's a 3. Melvin Council Jr. with a triple.
John, that's what I'm talking about. When Peterson stays aggressive, he's got 2 on him, and he kicked it right back to Council. So he's got to be the catalyst of this offense in the second half.
Bradley inside, hangs and is fouled, and they get Flory Bedunga.
And when I tell you that I want Peterson to stay aggressive, it doesn't mean he takes every shot, but watch him draw the defense right now, 2 to the ball, and that opens up Melvin Council. Now listen, Melvin's not a great outside shooter, but he's more than capable of knocking down the open one. By the way, he did make 9 against NC State early in the year.
Yeah, but he's 34% from 3, as you point out.
But I love that Darren Peterson staying aggressive.
Bradley at the line. Rattles it home. The 16th annual WWE Elimination Chamber is coming up tonight. A spot in the men's and women's championship matches at WrestleMania 42 is on the line. Stream it exclusively with the ESPN Unlimited plan, live or on demand using the ESPN app. Sign up or log in with a TV provider to unlock your access. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. If you've ever wondered what it's like to sit next to Grant Priscilla during a basketball game, it's the Elimination Chamber.
We wrestle on occasion.
Every once in a while. Peterson, wide open look, got it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, this is the Darren Peterson that Kansas fans have been waiting for. This is exactly what the doctor ordered.
The lead is 6 for Arizona.
He might be back on as the #1 pick on those mock drafts after this game.
Karchenkov looking for some space. Held ball, Bedunga ripped it away. Council to Peterson. Flory sets the screen.
Nice.
Peterson with Karchenkov on his hip, finds Bedunga. Inside and 2 for Flory. His first 2 of the game, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game. Timeout, Arizona. Kansas rallying. Flory Bedunga finally on the scoreboard. The lead for Arizona is 4.
All right, Jojo. For his teammates.
He's got 22. He has either scored or assisted on 19 of the last 21 Kansas points. Pete spinning. Good hands by Tiller. Owaka able to track it down.
Kansas
Shot clock under 10.
Yeah, their defense is much better inside, John.
Owaka jumper. That's short. And Kansas a chance to chip away at a 4-point deficit. Bradley out on Council.
Let's get Peterson the ball if you can.
He's got Karchenkov on him. Council at the basket. High arcing shot will go.
Wow. Done that all season. He's got that floater down. How about this? How about KU?
It's a 2-point game. Karchenkov. And that'll go. It's a 3. Ivan Karchenkov, a much-needed 3. He's got 10. Oh, splits the defense. Trey White shot is short. And here comes Arizona. And Del Orso lost the handle. It'll be Arizona basketball. When we come back, we get a good one in Tucson. 5-point game, #2 on top. Able to beat Baylor, they will clinch the outright championship in the Big 12. Speaking of that, if Arizona picks up a win today and Monday, they will clinch the outright title. But today with a win, they'll clinch a share of the Big 12 title. Koa Pete, point blank, couldn't hit. Krivas, offensive rebound. Bradley. Krivas the board. Bradley again. Oh, and the follow wouldn't go for Burries, and a foul on Kansas. I mean, they just keep coming at you in waves on the offensive glass.
Yeah, and honestly, Kansas has done a good job in the second half of keeping Arizona from scoring inside, but Krivas is just an incredibly hard guy to block out. And Jaden Bradley, coming off 5 threes made at Baylor on Tuesday, comes up 0 for 2 on that possession.
That last foul on Council, his second.
Watch Braden Burries now. Keep your eye on his effort right here. Almost throws this down, and Pete chases it down.
Burries Tuesday against Baylor had 24, including 14 points over the final 10:09.
You know what was more impressive to me was Saturday at Houston when he played with bronchitis and played 31 minutes.
He said he felt like he couldn't breathe. The lead back to 7 for Arizona, and they get Burries on the foul. That'll be number 3 on the freshman. 11 to go here, second half. And here at McHale Center, John Chambie, Fran Fraschilla for another great battle in the Big 12.
Well, Flory Badunga had 23 points in that first meeting, and it was a great battle between him and Krivas. Tonight, Krivas has probably got the better of him offensively from the Kansas standpoint, John, offensively. But Peterson has got to continue to have the ball in his hands.
Badunga with Krivas on him. Peterson, corner 3. That one was deflected. Burries on the go. Bradley at the basket, puts it home. And it's back up to 9 for Arizona. Feed to Tiller. Contested, he couldn't hit. Arizona the other way. Badunga tips it away. Bradley directs the traffic.
Good matchup here. Badunga can guard guards. Let's see if he attacks him.
Bradley draws the foul.
Well, Jaden Bradley, it's not about his scoring, folks. You know that. It's his leadership. But he's always been a timely scorer for this team. And now on that last possession that's going to put him at the foul line, John, he had the mismatch on Badunga. We call that a boomerang pass. You pass it, you get it right back because the big guy is still on you.
So Bradley at the line. Gets the first.
It's going to be very difficult to figure out which Arizona Wildcat is going to be first team all-conference because of the way Burries has played.
I think he changes sneakers again. He keeps doing this thing where he changes sneakers like 2 or 3 times a game.
We're going to find that out by Monday.
God,
I'm going to Foot Locker with him tomorrow.
Just asked him how many pairs of sneakers he brings on the road. He said as many as they let me bring. The lead is 11. It's a 9-0 Arizona run. Now Marco Jackson, Badunga.
Marchenkov again. He's got Inspector Gadget arms.
Kids, ask your parents about Inspector Gadget. Almost lost it, Bradley. Shot clock winding down, Bradley got it! Bradley's got 11.
You ought to spell his name, W-I-N-N-E-R, in the back of that jersey.
Tiller lost the handle. Karchenkov picks it up. And Karchenkov down to the floor.
Johnny had one basket in the first half, Jaden Bradley. It doesn't matter about his scoring, except when you need big shots, which he's done 3 years. Think of the luxury Tommy Lloyd has had to have a 3-year point guard who is absolutely one of the great leaders in college basketball. There you go. Coach and player tied at the hip.
At the biggest moments of the game, the ball is in the hands of Jaden Bradley. And
all right, previous play is under review for a potential upgrade.
So Kim Kissinger, they're going to look at it.
Now remember, a flagrant one is they're going to be more critical about calling this play here. You know, to me, it's a common foul, but because the player is airborne, they really try to take this foul out of the game, the foul on the airborne player. Now, right there, I think that is going to be a flagrant one. And you see that right arm of
Jamari McDowell.
McDowell, yep. Let's see.
Yeah,
right, after review, the contact was unnecessary. Been upgraded to a flagrant one personal foul. 2 shots for number 8 and the ball.
Big spot right there. The lead is 13, and the flagrant one.
That's the right call.
Karchenkov a couple of shots.
Yeah, in the old Big East, that would probably not even been called a foul. But it's a good call only because they want to take the foul on the airborne player out of the game.
The old Big East, no autopsy, no foul,
Exactly.
and everybody gets 6. How many years did they do 6?
It was too many. It was not good. There were more fouls called. That was an air ball.
Yes, it was. Arizona, though, still has been excellent from the stripe. 17 of 19.
Now that young man, we mentioned it a number of times, that he played last year at Bayern Munich. He was a 19-year-old playing in the top league in Germany. And we were talking to him yesterday. He mentioned Shabazz Napier, Nick Weiler-Babb from Iowa State. Remember Niels Giffey
Sure.
from UConn? All teammates. Taught him how to be a pro.
Arizona by 14. Burries finds Kribas with Bedunga on his hip. Left hand, and that is smooth.
Oh, boy.
And the lead is ballooned back up to 16. A 14-0 run for Arizona.
Another kill shot. 10-0 plus.
Marco Jackson. And a foul inside. And that'll be on Mo Kribas. That's number 3.
It's interesting because Bill Self wanted to rest Peterson, but the lead ballooned when he went out, and now he's back in, and quite honestly, the hill to climb is that much harder.
Inbound to Marco Jackson. A little too strong. Kribas rebounds. Bradley and Arizona up by 16. John Shelby, Fran Fraschilla here from McHale Center at Alchemy Arena and in Tucson. Arizona answering Kansas big time. It's a 16-0 run since Kansas pulled within 2. White inside, Karchenkov the foul. Arizona asserting its dominance here down the stretch. They lead it by 18. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. In a row when leading by 15 or more at any point.
How spoiled are we to get to go to Allen Fieldhouse, Hilton Coliseum, Texas Tech, McHale. Crowd has been awesome today.
Peterson, jumper contested, and he hits.
Man, just keep feeding that guy. But they need some stops.
24 for Peterson.
Yeah, they had to rest him, John, but the game fell apart for Kansas. Lob, too long.
And that one was deflected by Kansas.
Well, Pete is back. Aristode, we haven't seen today, I don't believe, right? So they played 7, and they basically have 7 starters. 7 different Wildcats have led this team in scoring this year.
Burries from the corner and buries it.
He reminds me, he's Jamal Murray. He reminds me of Jamal Murray. He's not supposed to be a super athlete. He's just a super basketball player. He's a good athlete.
16 points and 12 rebounds for Braden Burries. Mom was a brilliant softball pitcher at Tennessee, and Dad, an excellent basketball player in college.
Watch this now. This is design play. He's going to come from right here off that screen. A double screen, legal catch. Defender closes out too late. He is just a really skilled basketball player.
And he's their leading scorer this year.
And it's not that he's not a really good athlete, John, but at the NBA level, he'll be a good athlete, but he'll be a really good basketball player. You know, you think of Devin Booker, you think of Jamal Murray. He's a savant scorer.
Well, he was great the first matchup between these two teams at 25. They feed Karchenkov. He's got Peterson on his hip. Good hands. McDowell eventually, and now up ahead in White, and the throwdown.
Kansas needs a few more of those easy baskets. They're trying to pressure those guards.
Burries.
That
will
is a
step back and knocks it down.
That's a pro move, John. Good scorers create separation with their body and with their dribble. And Tommy Lloyd's not going to recruit thin guys.
Badunga goes down. Ball is back in the hand of Burries.
I would say this is a sturdy team, would you?
Very much so. A reminder, college basketball action continues here on ESPN. Up next, Alabama and Tennessee. That's at 6 Eastern, so number 17 and number 22. And then game day, number 20 Arkansas, number 7 Florida. They'll come to you from Gainesville, and to finish off the night, number 9 Gonzaga going up against St. Mary's.
There's going to be so many good young guards in this draft. I've got a chance to see Darius Acuff Jr., John Calipari's prize freshman, who reminds me of Dame Lillard, at that Detroit toughness and having a all SEC season.
Awaka books the first. And gets them both. The kid that at one point in high school commuted about 2 hours to get to Cardinal Hayes will grab a seat.
2 hours each way.
Each way.
Got up at 4:45 every morning, got home at 8:30 at night. Was a four-year great student and a four-time champion.
White off balance and books it. Wow. It's a 3 for Trey White. White now with 10. Closing in on 5 to go. Murray's rejecting this screen. And there's Pete to clean it up, but first Burries absorbs the foul.
You made a great point, John. Jaden Dawson peeked towards the screen, which is the absolute perfect time to reject the screen. See, when you're in pick and roll, it's not about using a screen, it's how do you get to the paint the easiest way possible. Jaden Dawson looked at the screen, Burry saw it, and he just went right by him.
He was a scorer in high school, averaged 29 per game. (18 and 12 today). And Burries knocks him down, and the lead back to 18. Kick up ahead, White. And that one rolls off. Del Orso, the rebound. Been a tough day for both Trey White and Flory Badunga.
2 weeks ago, I thought Arizona was the best team in the country. Michigan not far behind, and certainly those two teams can get to a Final Four, but you're seeing what we saw from Arizona for 3 months.
Privas with the deuce, and it's back up to 20, or I should say up to 20. Biggest lead of the game. White will try and hit.
Trey has been money this year from behind the arc. This is the best season he's had in his 4 years and 4 stops.
USC, Louisville, Illinois, and now Kansas. Well, that's where he was originally committed, right?
Yes, he comes from Dallas. He committed to Kansas in high school. I'm not sure they wanted to take his commitment right off the bat. He ended up starting that career out in Southern California. And just like Council, man, those two guys have really helped themselves get it back on track. John, remember this. Kansas was 21 and 17 in Big 12 play the last 2 years. Right now they sit at 11 and 4, maybe heading towards 11 and 5, but those two guys have really been a big factor for Self.
If you look at the dominance at the free throw line, 24 and 26, that tells you the story. Council can't hit. Four minutes to go. The lead is 19. Darren Peterson on the bench for Kansas.
All right, Bill Self's going to bring Samis Calderon in, which means that they're going to get ready for Tuesday night in Phoenix against Arizona State. So I doubt we'll see Badunga and Peterson back.
Council. Dawson. Tell you, one of the things for Arizona today, they have out-rebounded Kansas 41 to 25. They have out-rebounded their opponents in every game but 2 this year.
Houston, right? I think they were at -2 against the Cougars.
Rivas, and he'll go to the line. 78-59. Kansas got as close as 2, but Arizona in control. Zubin, thanks. You look at the Big 12 standings, and as Arizona's in control here, it looks like with a win on Monday, will have a chance to clinch the outright Big 12 title. They'll go up against Iowa State.
Yes, and now when you look at those top 5 teams, remember that the top 4 get a double bye into the quarterfinals. So that game is in Ames has tightened up. Texas Tech with a big lead at half. Last I checked, it was about 6 points with 7 to go. And John, we have seen Hilton Magic many, many times.
So Kribas will take a seat, and what a day for Kribas. Another double-double. His 8th of the season.
He is going to be a rock star next season. All right, there they are.
The 2 guys from Rochester.
They did this at the Rochester Boys and Girls Club a few times.
I mean, those 2 go back
to 2nd grade.
Yep.
Take a look right here. You know what? Neither one is smiling.
Yeah.
And neither one is talking to each other. They are not. They're not pals right now. Remember, I don't think they're super close. Jaden Bradley moved to Charlotte when he was about 10 years old, so. Oh.
Council will sit. Bradley will sit. Yeah, here they are, those 2. Melvin Council Jr. There's Bradley on the left, Council on the right. They met back at the Boys and Girls Club. And yeah, back when they were just little squirts, and now here they are doing it at the next to highest level. Wayne Aristode, by the way, is checked back in. Aristode has missed the last 4 games with an illness.
Yep, he worked out really hard today pregame, almost to kind of get his conditioning back.
Burries, Owaka. And he is just an absolute beast underneath. You know, it's funny. We saw them playing without Koa Pete, and you talked about one of the things for Tommy Lloyd's team is they learned to play small.
Yes.
But he'd always be on the floor, and so my first thought was, well, whoever's guarding Toby Owaka doesn't feel like they're playing small.
No, and I'll tell you this, playing small for 2 or 3 games might help them in the NCAA tournament when they play Bucknell or a small team, but it's not going to matter because they're going to play big. By the way, Evan Nelson's in the game, 3-year starter at Harvard. Harvard 9-0, they'll play, 9-3, they'll play Penn right at the top of this hour. And Evan Nelson is back home in Tucson, where he played at South Point High School, but he's got a Harvard degree and he's going to get a master's from the University of Arizona.
Marco Jackson. And that one off the mark from Calderon. Under 2 to go. Coming up next, number 17 Alabama and number 22 Tennessee. This is an interesting one. Arizona had a lead of as many as 18 in the first half, and in the second half, Kansas cut it to 2, and then Arizona just stepped on the gas. Del Orso short with that shot, but guess who? Owaka with the rebound.
How about that? You know, he's not Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, okay? Let's get that straight. But those guys average 1 rebound every 2 minutes in their career. And that's what this guy is basically doing the last 2 years at Tennessee. This year, and here's an example, John. Cam Boozer, who is a great player, he grabs a rebound every 3¼ minutes. This guy grabs a rebound every 2¼ minutes. And when he's done playing basketball, he's going to run some company somewhere. Maybe back on Wall Street in the New York area. What a great young man.
Rattles that one home. CDK will check in. Sven Jotmo out there as well for Arizona.
Well, we saw a shooting star for a little while. Darren Peterson, for just a little bit, was brilliant.
Rosario puts it on the floor, lost the handle, out of bounds. And we take a look at our player of the game. It's brought to you by Phillips 66. That man, Braden Burries. 20 and 12 along with 5 assists, third career double-double. As he continues to get better and better. And a travel and a turnover. Well, Darren Peterson did his best to keep Kansas in this game. It looked like they were going to get their doors blown off today. Well, in the end, it's 22, I know, but they made it a game at one point.
Yeah, they did, and he had stretches of brilliance. You could see why people in the NBA are so excited about him. And on the other hand, John, Arizona almost completely healthy with Aristo back on the court. And this is the team that you saw for 3 months that was hovering around 1 or 2. They're a #1 seed regardless of what happens the rest of the way. They will be in the West Regional as the #1 seed.
And there would be nothing surprising about them cutting the Nets down in Indy.
No doubt about it. This team has been built in Tommy Lloyd's image. Remember, he came from Gonzaga, where they've always played bully ball with Karnowski and Sabonis and Timmy. He brought that toughness to Arizona. And we were talking to Matt King, their general manager, yesterday, and he said, we're not recruiting anybody that's a thin guy. Tommy likes sturdiness and physicality at every one of the 5 positions. I'd say they've done well in that regard.
Yeah, there's no question. Sven Japo. This is that one. And Tommy Lloyd, by the way, will get win number 139. He'll match Brad Stevens for the most wins in the first 5 years as a head coach in D1. Jackson jumper, wouldn't go. C.D. Gay the rebound. And that'll do it. They clinch a share of the Big 12 regular season title with a win on Monday. They will win it outright. Tommy Lloyd and Arizona, they win it over Kansas, exact some revenge. 84-61 the final. Time to get you out. Carl Ravitch, Jimmy Dykes in Knoxville for Alabama and Tennessee.